Hello, and welcome back to the Calm and Connected podcast. Today's topic is all about imagination and creativity and how we can encourage those skills in play. So I've been doing a lot of research and watching and reading all about imagination and creativity. So I watched one of the most popular TED Talks ever, which was done by Sir Ken Robinson. And he talks about creativity in schools. It's quite funny. He's a funny guy, but he talks about some serious stuff. He talks about creativity and what it's like in schools and how that can be sort of at odds with one another, the way that school is set up versus the way we want kids to be creative. He talks about the importance of creativity as an essential skill. And his quote from the TED Talk is, "Creativity is as important now in education as literacy, and we should treat it with the same status." Creative play is awesome because it allows children to explore, it allows them to innovate, it allows them to try out new ideas and use their imagination. Now, here's the thing. When you're creating something new, it's not always going to go perfectly. And that's okay. That we make mistakes. We talk about the importance of making a mistake, of building resilience, of learning how to strive and move forward after a mistake is made, learning from that mistake. So those are skills that also can be done when you're encouraging creative play in your children. It's okay if it doesn't work right the first time when you make something. What can you do differently? What can you learn about what you've created, and how can you change it so that it can work in the way that you'd like it to work? I've also been reading some of Tony Wagner's work. So he is an education expert and advocate, and he talks about essential 21st century skills that our children need in order to prepare them for the future. So he talks about curiosity and imagination, which I think is phenomenal. He wants to encourage that imagination because he believes, and I believe too, that it will lead to innovative, new, creative solutions by using different materials, by using items and making something new. They hone their flexibility skills and their ability to think outside the box. I have a podcast all about the importance of thinking outside the box. I think it's phenomenal when you actually can use a cardboard box to help kids think flexibly. Also, when you're using your creativity and you're being imaginative with another person, you work on so many other skills. You work on the skill of communication. How are you going to communicate what you want to make when you're working with somebody else? It's really important to learn how to listen, to learn how to solve a problem together and to work together as a duo, as a pair. And something else that people don't always think about is that kids do get a chance when they're using their imagination and maybe they're playing pretend restaurant, or maybe they're playing shop. They have to use their executive functioning skills. Who's going to do what? What do we need to get ready to run a shop? Do we need a menu? Do we need pricing? Do we need customers? What do we need in order to get ourselves ready to play? Let's play, and then when we're all done, let's clean up. You can think about it in terms of ready. What do we need to get ready? What do we need to actually play? Do, which is actually doing the play, actually playing through the scenario. And then done, when it's all over, how do you clean everything up and move on to the next activity? I talked recently about open-ended play, and that's a great way to encourage imagination and creativity. So if you want to listen to that podcast, I'll link that up in the show notes for you as well. And I just want you to be on the lookout for the ultimate playdate guide from Encourage Play. In this book, I talk all about creative play, imaginative play, plus other types of play that are really incredible for kids, helping them learn skills, and how these different types of play allow kids to practice and build on their skills, including social skills. Playdates are also a great way for kids to connect with one another and build friendships. So I give you lots of ideas for things you can do on small playdates to practice those skills and help kids hopefully build some friendships. If you're enjoying this podcast, please feel free to share it with your friends or colleagues and rate us and review us in the podcast listener that you use. One last thing, I want to encourage you to take a few minutes for yourself and have a little fun. Have an awesome day.